Peace be with you and welcome to Spiritual Court. If you are new here, welcome. If you're returning back, welcome back. If you are returning back, it's only been a few days, maybe even a few videos ago that you and I were in our right now moments, current energy, current timeline. Depending on your mindset, depending on your mind eye, where is it at? Mind's eye meaning third eye. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah. Come on in. Depending on where you're at, that's really going to determine how you and I connect by way of the World Wide Web. If you're in a good mood, I'm really glad about that. If you're in an indifferent energy, I recommend that you pray and meditate so that way you can come in with intuition and discernment, feeling what resonates with you and what does not. Just toss it away, lay it down, and leave it for somebody else to take. Shout out to the people that bought the sage bundles. You're so special. It's a really good investment. This is some really good sage, y'all. Me showing it here on camera really doesn't do this sage, the quality, justice, honey. It smells so good. It's so fresh. It burns really, really slow, which I like because they last a really long time. And I buy them in bulk, the lavender, the pine, and or the rose petals. So just a heads up on that. Thank you to those people that went to my shop. Come on in. Let's just see what's going on, y'all. So listen, I had channeled this energy. And it's so funny because I was like, oh, I'm going to take my shower now. Spirit was like, no, sit down and do your reading now. So after meditation, sometimes I'll get into a really deep trance, tapping into my higher self, balancing out frequencies that I get really hot, right? So this particular time I was compelled to take a shower, right? Not that I needed one, but I wanted to be in water after the meditation. And so I heard my spirit real loud say, I couldn't negate the fact that it was obvious that my higher self was like, no, you need to do this reading now. And I'm like, okay, right now. So I turned off the shower and here I am with you here in Spiritual Court. So we're going to dive into it. We're going to get into it and just see what's going on. And then, just go with the flow, okay? But what I heard as I was meditating was there is a trickster demon that tries some of the most powerful elect, meaning people that get to a certain level in their spiritual walk usually get tested by this energy. There's a lot of people that have fallen for this deal with this devil. The payment of this demon, you can only pay with your soul. They don't care about your money. They don't care about nothing else. They're about essence, energy, and soul power. That's it. So a lot of elect people have been fooled by this energy. This energy could come off like a beacon of light, okay? It's a big trickster energy. This is why one has to discern, one has to meditate, one has to be wise as to what spiritual doors you open and the ones you just don't need to play around with, okay? So listen, come on in. Let's just see what's going on. So this trickster spirit, they only take soul payments. There is a group of elect people that are feeling crazy right now because they got tricked. These are people that pride themselves on being intelligent, wise. They know enough by way of spirituality. They've seen things spiritually and they get to a certain plateau and they're tested. How they're tested is by way of the 7 deadly sins: jealousy, greed, sloth, things of that nature, to see if they will compromise their soul and their position with all of what they've learned. These are people who have mastered certain levels. Now, there is unfortunately a group of them that are being demoted. Yes, you can be promoted and you can be demoted if your punk ass gets out of line in Spiritual Court. So listen, let's just see what's going on. Show me these people. This spirit says they're only taking souls. So what exactly does that mean, okay? If these people made this deal energetically with this deity spirit, this beacon of light, okay, the light slinger, the light bringer, the great and morning star type energy, to compromise your level of integrity, intellect, and spiritual know-how at that level is not only detrimental to you, your higher self, your path, your journey, your soul, but your bloodline, okay? So whatever this agreement was, this entity, devil, demon at a certain level, I want to call this person a gatekeeper. I feel like they're a gatekeeper. They like gatekeeping higher knowledge. They know that beyond them there is something greater to be attained. And so what they do is they read people's energy. They read into their fears. They read into their hopes and their dreams to see how to play on them spiritually, emotionally, but negligently, putting them in a position where after all is said and done, these people have unfortunately forfeited their souls, their journeys, their destinies. So somebody got to this level, asked this deity to take something from you, or maybe this deity picked up on the energy of jealousy. So this deity said, okay, I will do what it is you want me to do. This deity shows up like a jinn, in my opinion, a gatekeeper, a trickster energy, beautiful shape-shifting energy. And when I mean beautiful, it's like you look at it and you're in awe of the light and the dark. But definitely something that has come to take your soul, literally. It's non-negotiable. Okay? All right. So this says routine spell work. Whoever this person is, she is completely losing it. Or he. Could be a he as well. If you've watched enough tarot, then you know that there is no gender prejudice when it comes to tarot. A he could be a she could be a he, whatever the case. Okay, so this is also somebody that could be finding you, looking you up on social media. This says social media Karen, okay? Platform police. Somebody is like a gang stalking ass, dark practitioner ass, working with this trickster energy ass person, but they are doubting the fact that this is possible because they have to keep doing something over and over routinely, where this deity, this demon promised them, if you do this, it's the, hey, it's just this one time. And this is really the trick of this enemy as far as the deity, right? You said we only had to do this one time, and then you find yourself in routine spell work with the demon who is slowly but surely just siphoning your soul. With every death spell you do, there's more of your soul that's being taken away. It's now fragmented. Now the deity is telling you what they want as opposed to you asking the deity for something. So this person has already caught on to the fact that they're done, okay? Which is why they're coming out as a social media Karen, looking for you. They know that this magic is not working. When you know the magic is not working, this is why you spy. Because if you thought that it was successful, if you thought that you were in alignment, that you working with this deity was something that was, permitted by spiritual law, let's just say that, then you would not be looking back at your work if it was already finished. This person's watching you with the Lovers and the Three of Wands. Somebody is like online watching you. This says social media Karen. I feel like this card is significant. And I feel like it's because they're doing spell work, but they're also watching you and they see that this is backfiring, okay? So now they know. I just heard it's too late. It's a little too late. Okay. So now they know something a little too late. They have forfeited their soul, literally. This ain't no joke. These contracts with the devil are real. This is why you pray for discernment, okay? So somebody fed into their own insecurities, their own idiosyncrasies, their own why you and not me as energy, and this demon caught them up by their whole soul, right? Clarify the demon. Clarify the demon that only pays. Says you can only make a payment with your soul. Spirit says what I'm saying is the truth. Whenever the Ace of Swords comes out this soon in the reading, I always say that spirit kind of prepping you, tending the soil, if you will. See yourself as soil, because we're about to plant some real gems here in this reading. Meaning a lot of people get to this point and they lose it all. And these are people that pride themselves on being intelligent, inquisitive, intellectual, spiritually wise. They know enough. These are not, I was born yesterday type ass energies. These are people that have incarnated several times. So what happens at this level that these people have forfeited their power, their soul? What happened? Clarify what happened. This demon picks up on what they've yet to realize, because in reality, there really is no finite level. So maybe that's what these people suffer from, feeling like, yeah, I know a lot. So it's an ego spirit, and they get to that point and they make that deal. They feel like nothing can touch them. They don't have to respect spiritual law. And so that's what it is. So this is pride and ego. So this spirit primarily can sense the Leviathan energy on a person. I can't make it up. It's a bad deal. 2 of Cups in the reverse. This spirit waits in the shadows. This spirit waits at the gates. This spirit waits knowing your spiritual resume. It's almost like they walk around you. They look at you. They sniff you out. They're like, so you're a master of self, right? Because they know if you're encountering them at this gatekeeping level, that you have completed some type of spiritual work prior. But let's just see if you're going to pass this test. So this spirit, clarify, you can only pay with your soul. I can't make it up. Page of Wands in the reverse. 2 of Cups in the reverse. This spirit is all bad news, honey. This is the kind of spirit that you're supposed to starve out so that you can make it past this level. Past this devil. Past this spirit. This spirit is extreme circumstantial energy. It's winner takes all type energy. It's all or nothing type energy. It's pay with your soul or nothing at all. It's that type of demon trickster energy. Page of Wands in the reverse is like, telling you what you want to hear. Leviathan spirit, gassing you up. Oh, you can do whatever you want. You're a god of the universe. You can, it reminds me of Yeshua HaMashiach when he was standing on the mountain and he was praying, remember? And he had El Waswas, as they say in Islam. Satan, Hashatan, whispering in the heart of his intentions, whispering into his ear, trying to get him to do something foolish, to lose all consciousness by having at least a bare minimum of common sense. He whispered into his ear, you can do what you want, jump off the cliff, God gonna save you, the Most High gonna save you. Okay, it's all good. And what was always the response? Don't tempt my Father. Don't tempt the forces of nature. Don't tempt Source. I and my Father are one. So basically, Yeshua HaMashiach starved out Hashatan. He had to starve that devil out. Well, it was a really tempting offer because it really does make you think. You're like, yeah, well, I'm kind of superhuman. Remember, this is the time when people were levitating and, they knew how to astral project and timeline jump and time travel, and they didn't know why a certain time resonated with them, and then there was the deja vu energy and reincarnation, and you just feel like you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, because maybe you do. So yeah, you start to rationalize, the ego kicks in. Well, yeah, I am a god, I can do what I want. This is how this deity has conversations with these people. This deity talks to arrogance, ego, pride, control. They talk to that kind of spirit in these people. Again, they've attained enough, which means they've seen enough, they've cleared their debt, and they also have done things in the spirit realm that they know work. Yeah. This is this kind of demon. This is the conversation. Oh, you can do what you want. Yeah, listen, you know your magic words. And so they even allow certain things to take place in order to get you to come back to do routine spell work. Once you get in a routine with a demon, you're gone. That's it. At the altar, working with a jinn, a demonic force, a conjure, whatever, you're done. Because now, clearly, if you're watching, that means that your work has backfired. This demon is now coming up as an emperor over you, a controller of you. This demon says, pay with your soul or nothing at all. It's all or nothing. And so these people bet it all. I can't make it up. I can't make this up. Snatching up souls, honey. This demon is wearing the souls of the people who he snatched up. Big masculine energy. I don't even know what to say. Clarify the King of Swords and the Emperor. Yeah. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Snatching up destiny. Snatching up souls. Yeah. This is like, I'll do whatever you want me to do type energy. This is how this trickster energy comes off. It's a bad deal. The fine print. Winner takes all or nothing. Page of Wands in the reverse. It's a bad deal, but yet and still they keep running to their altars. Clarify. They keep running to their altars, yeah. Because you keep transmuting something with the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is about, that still waters run deep. Psychic abilities on fleek. Right? Clarify what's going on, Holy Spirit. What happened? What happened? I can make it up. Psychic abilities on fleek. Look at the way that woman is looking into what appears to be a crystal ball. Or some type of sacred, what is that? I don't know. Something in her hand. Scrying, secret, crystal ball. I don't know. Whatever she does to see what she needs to see, she can absolutely see. And this is how you're coming out. So whoever this deity knows that you've come up against this deity before, chosen ones. And you turned down this deal. I can't make it up. You said, I won't forfeit nothing. I don't need to do none of that with you. You have a sacred agreement with the divine. You need not compromise a damn thing. You need not bet on your life, bet with your soul, compromise who you are. You need not do that because you got the Ace of Cups. Clarify what's going on. Somebody fell for the deal with this trickster demon, and this demon took their soul, took their lineage, took their bloodline. Yeah. This is a gatekeeper. This is somebody that comes to test you intellectually, mentally, spiritually, because they know that the spirit realm is real. You've seen magic work. And so they test you by way of the lack of communication between your ego and your heart. Because how many people really realize, which I'm sure there's a lot, that you got to go through a whole bunch of ego deaths, right? Y'all remember them ego deaths? That shit was ugly. That shit was ugly. The dark night of the soul, where you got to face your inner demons, your childhood wounds, and woulda, coulda, shoulda. And this, that, and the other. Remember that? When you have to face yourself. Yeah, take accountability for yourself, right? Everybody's got to get through the dark night of the soul. So these were people that, somewhat were self-proclaimed. The universe was saying, hey, we're going to see just how certified you are. I've broken my generational curses. I want to help all of humanity. And so the moment that they had this chance to exercise their power with the Ace of Swords, they decided to compromise it with a demon to be all-powerful, to be all-knowing, meaning they know that there's all-knowing, all-powerful people who are a part of the divine collective, but somebody wanted to be everything, winner takes all type energy, and they lost it all. Eight of Wands in the reverse is like communicating with the demon, but the demon is not giving you the full scope of the contract that you're signing. Turning your damn bloodline over to, are you crazy? Are you okay? Are you crazy? Are you okay? Are you sad? Are you loved? What's up? You need a hug? Hey, get out your feelings, ho. Get out your feelings, ho. Dark night of the soul. You got the world. This wanted to come up in the reverse, but I feel like that represents routine spell work. Somebody's spying online to see if the shit is working and it's not, and it's putting them more in a fragmented state. Somebody's been demoted. You got the world, okay? Somebody didn't want a cycle to be over, and maybe this is the way this entity gets these people to come back. It doesn't take long before you catch on, if you got any forms of common sense, that you are up the creek without a paddle when you deal with this demon. Now, here comes the tricky part, is when people go back. I feel like people have attempted to walk away from this spirit, break ties with this spirit. Yeah, they definitely attempted. And somehow this spirit keeps drawing these people back in, and they keep going back to make these bad decisions with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. What is that? That could be a trip to the graveyard. A bad decision could be, trying to hex somebody, curse somebody. But each time they lose parts of their soul that could have been beneficial. In the sense that maybe, you're supposed to have a good life and a good destiny. You didn't never, ever need to make this deal, especially not in the energy of pride and ego. Better known as Leviathan's ass. I just heard Python spirit. Damn. This a cold demon, baby. I'm going to tell you something. This is a cold demon here. A lot of people don't believe in it, baby. The devil comes pretty. The devil smell good. The devil sound good. This devil knows how to reach in and play on the lustful desires of people. The things that this world offers by way of lust of the eye, feeling, food, sex, money, drugs, alcohol. Even if it's not drugs and alcohol, by way of somebody circumventing their reality in the 3D, this energy reaches for your darkest lusts, even the ones that I feel like people didn't even realize they were communicating to themselves, like kind of having an unconscious conversation in the middle of your consciousness, but you're one of the poor righteous teachers. You know it all, you got it, you figured it out. Okay, nobody knows it all. We're always students. We're always learning, and this is where this demon played in somebody's face. He blinded them to the reality that they really didn't need to pay attention to him. They never really needed to do this conjure, make this spiritual agreement. They never needed to do that. All they had to do was close out a cycle and turn down his offer. And I feel like somebody knows that you know the deal and you know how to get around this entity, because look at you. You turned down the deal with this devil. This devil could have come and offered you anything. Okay? You got the Ace of Swords. You see the truth. You got the Ace of Cups, divine intervention, Queen of Cups energy. You're psychic. You can see into realms. You see outcomes. You see, people's destinies. You see the alternate routes. You see the rocky roads. You see, and you sail to calmer waters, meaning you calmly said no, thank you, please. Politely. That's what you did to this demon. That's how you overcame it. And those people that were coming behind you, who were attempting to attack you, made a bad deal. Remember, you had a lot of destiny swapping energies. I want this person's gifts. I want this, and that. This deity loves people like that, because this deity gives people the worst parts of your testimony. It's like the deity starts to have a secret admiration for you because you one of very few people who have been tested by this devil at this level, and you just sail to calmer waters. You're like, bitch, I knew this deal with the devil was coming. I seen this shit 3 years ago. Right. You always 10 years ahead, 1,000 steps ahead, 1,000,000 thoughts ahead. Why? Because you see the truth. And that's your gift. So the people that were coming behind you, that were lusting after your destiny, this demon was waiting in the shadows. This demon was excited, like, oh yeah, found a fool about to bump his head. This demon prides himself on being a gatekeeper. He prides himself on guarding the gate for people who don't deserve to pass that level. They can't. And he just demotes them over and over. Isn't that crazy? So these people were coming behind you. I want her destiny. I want her beauty. I want her this. I want her that. I want his this. I want his lover, whatever they were wanting. Okay. This demon said, okay, that's what's up. 2 of Cups in the reverse. Bad deal. Page of Wands in the reverse. The demon said, you can have anything you want. All you got to do is do this, this, and this, and this, and this. Page of Wands. Slowly but surely. The Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Oh, you want this person's destiny? Cool. Look. Bad deal. That's a bad deal. In the reverse, these people had already been demoted. Right when they agreed to that energy, they were instantly demoted. Clarify. Yeah, they were instantly demoted. They gave this demon permission to go into their fears, go into their dark nights of the soul, go into all their lifetimes and open up all doors and pretty much demote them. It's a trickster demon. The Emperor and the King of Swords. Clarify the Emperor and the King of Swords. This person prides themselves on the investments that they've made, in their opinion, guarding the gate. Gatekeeper type energy. Like, you can't pass this level unless, type energy. Damn. Clarify this witch that made that bad deal. So as they're coming behind you, wanting your destiny, this demon immediately does this. Look. This is them wanting your destiny. Okay? I want this person's destiny. Oh, this person's the 10 of Pentacles. Look, this demon said, okay, that's what's up. Cool. Now let me put you in all these karmic connections. I'm going to put you in the worst karmic cycle that you could have ever thought of in your own life. Since you feel that you want to forfeit your destiny, we're going to close this door. You're going to walk back into the valley of the shadows of death. 6 of Cups in the reverse. This is after they made the deal. Like, okay, they were going to get your destiny. They were going to get your stuff. Now, this demon very well knows that you can't be touched. If you pass this level and you kept your eyes on the divine, this demon's like, yeah, okay, yeah, you for real, for real. This demon couldn't do nothing with you, but just secretly and silently have some type of, interesting admiration for you with the Ace of Swords. So anybody coming behind you, wanting your destiny, wanting this, he was so excited to get these weak ass people up out of here. And these are people that were chosen to do something great. They were chosen to be famous, but famous for what? Famous for don't do that shit. Famous for being the people that set a horrible example of what the hell not to be. Don't do that. Don't be like them over there. Exhibit A, B, C, D, and E. Like it's giving that type of energy. Them over there, don't be like that. They're famous for that. So now people know them as the group of people that lost their soul at one point and or another. At a certain level, they lost their soul. This deity only takes souls, honey. Page of Wands in the reverse. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. 2 of Cups in the reverse. 6 of Cups in the reverse. I feel like the moment these people take this deal, they're like, oh, shit. Shit starts falling apart. They start getting health issues. The demon's like, I got you. With your weak ass. I thought you was a whole god. I thought you was a whole goddess. I'm a goddess. This my destiny. Well, why are you over here trying to take somebody else's gifts then? That's not acceptable behavior. If you're really a god or a goddess, this is why this entity devours these people at this level. Because he sees them as weak. Anybody that goes and asks for something that belongs to somebody else, that has their energetic signature on it, their sexual essence, whatever this is that people were wanting to harvest off of or take away from you, it only has your name on it. It can't be anybody else's but yours. So this energy, this entity feels like, hey, if you coming in here asking for this, you got to be done. I'm going to devour your ass so bad that you going to never make it back to this level again. That's how this deity moves. This deity is about spirits, souls, essence. Ooh. Ooh. You know how you got Mayat, Wayne, the heart? This deity, entity, gatekeeper, light, dark, slinger, light, night, whatever he got going on. It's a powerful energy. And I keep saying demon. But I feel like this person is whoever people need him to be. He's a very interesting shapeshifter. He feeds off of people's consciousness. He morphs into their lowest desires and brings it to the surface, even the ones that they're not communicating with themselves in the dark nights of their soul. He's that type of energy, y'all. Quite interesting. Okay? Then you got the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. He loves to devour these ones. He waits in the shadows and he makes a deal with them. Hey, congratulations. You've ascended, type energy. Shows up as light and or dark, right? First mistake is somebody making a deal with something and or anything else outside of them. This is an outer standing type of an energy. This is how this person, this deity, this energy, this person, whatever this is, gets people's attention. It's the aesthetics. You're like, oh my God, look how there's so much light around him type energy. Yeah. So you got the Page of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles. They're still watching you be single and self-sufficient after some type of destiny swap. And what they don't understand is the moment they make that deal, everything goes bad. And so they go back to the deity. Now the deity is talking to them and is bringing in more low-level entities. Slowly, calculated, systematically, y'all. This is a patient energy. And it's bringing in more dark forces. And now these people find their lives upside down when this was supposed to be an advantage. But it could have never been an advantage because you were coming in to kill, steal, and destroy, to break spiritual law. And you know better. That's the way this demon moves. The demon is like, you know better. But I my ass. You know better? You just sacrificed your whole lineage. So now you got some of them sitting up looking crazy. Clarify. Like a deer stuck in the headlights. Yeah, you got a sneaky ass Scorpio out here. Clarify. I heard Scorpio. They paid somebody, a practitioner. And now somebody ain't got no protection. 6 of Pentacles. I don't even see Scorpio out here, but I just heard Scorpio. Okay. 7 of Swords, sneaky, deceptive. They paid somebody. 6 of Pentacles, a practitioner, to do some type of spell work on you. So this is the thing, y'all. When I talk about this entity, this demon, this deity, this principality is so powerful at the level that it's at. It gatekeeps so hard. I promise you, less than 1% of people make it through or past this level. Literally. Quite literally. Okay? You made it past. I can't even make this up. I'm not talking to everybody. I'm talking, again, less than 1%. Okay? You made it past this level. This entity, this deity, the way this entity and deity moves, it's a traveler. It's a body jumper. It always looks for the weakest link. It sits back and it does its dirty work. When I mean body jumper, I mean energetically. Like sending other demons to body jump. Not this person ever getting off their throne, because they're too powerful for that. They don't have to move like that. This is how they feel. Okay? So when this person went and paid, that deity showed up. This deity always shows up to make deals behind the scenes. So when this person came to this practitioner and paid this practitioner for your destiny, your energy, your whatever, this deity was present, whispering into the heart of the lowest vibrations of this request to take something from you, your destiny. Why do I say that? Because the deity can absolutely possess people. So whoever this is that went and paid, they saw the shit didn't work. Nine of Wands in the reverse. Now they sitting up looking stupid. They ain't got no damn protection at all. The shit backfired. This is like spiritual war. Wands represents fire. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is like spiritual war. Going into a sea full of bullets with no bulletproof vest. Now who the hell you know out here doing some shit like that? Like, can we have a real conversation? This deity knew what this person would do, and now this person's locked in. So guess what? Guess what karma is? The person keeps going back to the practitioner, paying all their money. They see a little bit of this. They think it's working. It's really an illusion because you're somewhere on a whole nother existence. So what they're reaching for, they can't touch. They're the last to know it. Yeah. What were they reaching for? Your gifts, your prosperity, your 10 of Pentacles, your money. Remember, it's always going to be a missed opportunity. Why? Because these are people that don't like themselves enough to break their own generational curses. They don't even like the fact that they got a soul that's being tormented and they don't know how to figure it out. They don't like it. Torment is not something that people should like. No, I'm not saying that. But to think that you can make it to a certain point and that you've outsmarted the spiritual matrix when you got real ascended masters who are rewriting timelines, who are creating new timelines that are not here to compete but to complete and create. And you trying to tap into some shit you ain't never even seen before, and you go pay somebody, you're a joke. You're a whole joke. But ain't nobody laughing with the 4 of Cups. You sitting up looking crazy, buck-eyed and lost, losing sleep. That's what I heard. Clarify this practitioner. Yeah, look, they just wait on you to come make another payment. This is the way this deity works. You see how the deity is hands off? The deity is literally working through the practitioner and the person that keeps paying it. They're just losing their souls. That's all they doing. Look. It's a sacrificial energy. Clarify what's going on, Holy Spirit. That's all it is. And divine intervention is here. Look at all your protection. What the hell somebody thought this was? It's not a joke. Your destiny can't be swapped. It can't be stopped. Your beauty can't be taken. Your gifts can't be taken. Who the hell sold somebody this sick-ass pipe dream? This deity. This is a powerful entity. It's a deal with the devil, y'all. Straight up. And it possesses people in a way that it just basically like snatches their soul. Somebody could have very well have attained the 10 of Pentacles by themselves, but they have since missed an opportunity. 4 of Cups. They have been demoted into the past. They could be on any timeline, honey. Somebody could be on 3 lifetimes ago, sitting in physically in 2025, and maybe you in 1899. Shit like that. This is how this deity works. They ain't got no protection. Look. They just recently made a payment, knowing that they should not have, okay? They were supposed to have something from you by now. They were supposed to be feeling it. They were supposed to have your beauty. They were supposed to be looking in the mirror. They look more like you. And they're paying, and they're paying, and they're paying, and they're paying, and they're paying. And when is it going to kick in? When is this transfer of power going to kick in, right? Type energy. This deity is literally working through everybody around them at this point because they forfeited their soul. This is what they didn't realize. They gave this deity permission to literally forfeit every single last one of their relationships. That means the deity is working through a weak-ass family member. The deity is working through a weak-ass neighbor. The deity is working through somebody weak in traffic with road rage. This is how this deity is. This person turned over their soul to this energy. This is a contract. It's a bad one. 2 of Cups in the reverse. And the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Trying to get somebody's destiny. And then they find themselves stuck in some type of routine spell work. I mean, call it a hunch. I don't think they're getting what they want. You and the Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords, Queen of Cups, Ace of Cups. That's a lot of aces. That's a lot of divine intervention from the heavenly realm, from the spirit realm. And the 10 of Pentacles is wealth, abundance. Look at the archway. There's a celebration there. There's a man and a woman. This could be networking. This could be a celebration, a birthday party, a Earth Day party, something like that. This is connections. This could be a wedding. Whatever this is, it's a part of your spiritual contract, and they can't have it. So they watching. This is how you know people are in trouble, when they got to watch you after they do the spell work. After they just made their payment and they looking for signs of the spell work. Child of Chariot is in the doggone reverse. They don't even know that they've been turned around upside down. Upside down, you turning me. Round and around, you turning me. Listen. You got the Chariot in the reverse, Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, 2 of Cups in the reverse, 6 of Cups in the reverse, and the 4 of Cups is current energy, a missed opportunity. It sucks to be them right now. With the Page of Wands in the reverse, you damn right it's bad news. Somebody didn't do their due diligence. Where them fans at? Listen, listen, I ain't gonna hold them. Texas hold them. Something like that. Somebody should have put all their cards on the table. And baby, they did. And this demon is here to collect. This devil said it's all or nothing. You knew it was all or nothing. But my ass. You knew it was all or nothing. Look, sacrifice. It's a self-imposed imprisonment, self-sacrificing, self-sabotaging type energy. Clarify. They hide now they want to go within. Now they're like, oh my God, well, maybe I need to get my life together. Leave this black magic alone and get my life together. Step out of the graveyard. I'm going to do right. 10 toes down. Yeah, it's crazy. The Hermit. Isolated Virgo energy. Now they want to go within, but the devil's there. Child, you going within and found out what nothing going on inside but your ego and your pride and your Leviathan spirit, and this is how you got tricked out of your spot. Bitch, you will never, ever have to steal, take from anyone else when your contract has been made solid by way of the universe. You don't have to go do no magic on nobody to take their beauty and take their man and take their this and take their hand and whatever their lifeline says, I want that. Shut the hell up and get your self-esteem together. The devil devoured your punk ass. The moment you said, I do, the moment you had the thought to come for somebody who was not bothering you, and you thought it not robbery. I want to look like her. I want to sound like her. I want to sing like her. I want to dance like her. You forfeited yourself, because if your punk ass vessel is on autopilot, then who's driving your spirit? The devil. Autopilot. Yeah, I can't make it up. You got the Knight of Wands with the devil. This devil comes sometimes very sexy. This devil comes through addictions. Addictions could be procrastination, distraction, excuses, ego, shortcutting, circumventing, complaining, not being grateful as energy. This devil comes out of the shadows to offer you hope, appearing to be a beacon of light. Is what I just heard. The bright and morning star. You know what's so interesting about this gatekeeper is that this gatekeeper sits as a very powerful high level by way of ascension, by way of levels. Let me say that, as a principality. Not too many people make it past this level. Not too many. Judgment. Not too many make it past this energy, this level, this deity, whatever this is. Not many people make it past. Okay? No. A lot of people had to reincarnate over and over and over and over. They've been doing the same thing. And this deity shows up in every way, shape, or form because they forfeited their soul. So they've given this demon permission to literally govern the affairs of their life. And this demon is feeding off of their energies, their low vibrational energies, insecurity, low self-esteem, competitive nature, just want to compete, abuse of power. These are negligent characteristics. These are, energies by default. This is how this energy moves. Not many people make it past that judgment, though. I'm gonna keep it real. This principality is there, and what's interesting is whoever this person is, or deity, or energy, I'm getting like somebody who's very quantum field like, if you will. They take their job seriously, standing at that gate as a gatekeeper. And it's interesting because they can't go no further than that. That's funny. So whoever I'm talking to, you don't necessarily have to be a water sign. You could be a fire sign, air sign, earth sign. You could be a man, a masculine, etc., etc. Listen, not many people make it past that deity. But you did. So you outrank most of the principalities, deities, jinns, sins, whatever the hell. You outrank it. You outrank every single demon that these people are trying to use against you right now. Which means, again, these are people that pride themselves on talking to the demons, okay? They know how to go into the light and the dark. They love to shapeshift, but now it ain't no shapeshifting, honey. They're all in the dark. They could have compromised it. Yeah, they've lost their gifts. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. It's all bad. Soul's gone. Okay? Yeah, of course. That only makes sense. So you got the devil. That was a part of the contract. You outrank these deities, these demons, whatever these people are reaching for, whatever they're doing, you outrank it all. And whatever this principality is, this demon that waits in the shadows, it comes literally for the elect, chosen ones. And you can only pay with your soul. Like, once you compromise and forfeit your soul, your life, and your inability to live in gratitude, like break your curses or whatever. When you live in gratitude, you don't have to be looking at the person that's driving a nice car like, oh, wow, they got a nice car. Like, bitch, get your life together. You know what I'm saying? Get your life together. Like, seriously. Yeah, this is not that type of energy. But I feel like This principality, energy, entity that waits in the shadows also is like silently intrigued with the fact that you're one of very few people that have been able to curb this energy, like walk past it, like not impressed with it. You really are dedicated to the divine. And so I think secretly, whoever this energy is, this deity, it could live through people, places, things, whatever. It always finds the weakest link. That's how this energy is. So let's just say somebody don't know where you live and they send you a demon, right? It's going to possess the weakest person around you. That could be the guy down the street. You know, because some of them were sending spirits to your children. Now they realizing your children got spiritual hands. I know my children do. I wish somebody would come for my children in the spirit realm. Child, my children, they got spiritual hands for that ass. Do you hear me? They got spiritual hands, honey. So that's what I feel. I feel like somebody was coming for you, sending you something, and it got blocked. 8 of Wands and a 9 of Wands in a reverse. That's a lot of spiritual war. That's like chaos or something like that. You were somewhere talking to the divine, resting, easy peasy, nice, and motherfucking greasy. And somebody really, you know, didn't even really know what they were getting themselves into. They had no idea. They had no idea. But I think this deity entity is so fascinated with you. The reason why it wants to collect souls, because it's kind of like bound to that realm, but nothing can get past it type energy. Yeah, like you take your job too seriously type energy. That's the energy I feel from this. I keep saying a demon. It's like, could you be a demon? Could you be an angel? Could you be a this? I just heard your demons might look like, you know, angels to me, and my angels might look like demons to you. It's a lot. This is the energy I feel. And I feel like a lot of people fall for this energy. They get tricked. It's so bright. So this energy feeds off of the souls of the chosen ones, the ones that have basically forfeited source. It's giving that kind of energy, like trying to create source, something that they come from, but they can't reproduce it or possess it like a possession, you know? Like, I have a car, that is my possession. I have a house, that is my possession. But this is an energy that can't be possessed. You either are with it either accepts you by way of frequency, or it does not. And that's what I feel. And this energy, this person, this energy, this entity, this angel, this demon, this whatever this is, okay? It is very fascinated with the people that have made it past this level. And so the reason why paying with your soul is so vital is because this entity, this deity has its own agenda, which is to make it past that gate. And they feel like if they take enough souls, okay, then they somehow can ascend past this level. Now, here is the interesting truth. Whew. Whoa. That's interesting. I'm getting a lot of downloads. I'm going to take this into part 2. Okay. Thank you for being here in Spiritual Court. If for whatever reason you're interested in the extended reading, join me in the memberships. I'm going to put this one at the middle level. You know how you can go to join and there's different levels? I'm going to put this one at the middle level. All right. And again, as being guided by my spirit team, my spirit guides, I have to be obedient to what I feel they are intuitively telling me. But this next half is going to be quite interesting. Let me clear my space, and then I'm going to tap into this energy, and I'm also going to cover my head. So I will be back, and I'll see you in part 2. Drop a heart down below. All information's there. I'll see you soon. Peace be with you.